Hi ho, good neighbors. How are you? It's Phil Russert. It's Friday. I hope you had a great week. This is Creatorcon Q&A, episode 119, our final episode, but we're going to go out with a lot of fun and a blast. We have a great guest tonight. He's a really cool dude and a really talented creator. Before we get into our guest, a couple things we want to cover. First of all, Smithers! There's a Smithers sighting. Randy Funk, what's going on? Actually, that song is mine, Randy. I sing it and I play the drums to it. And I wrote the entire song, but I took out my lyrics just to do it as an intro song. So it's one of the songs that I've recorded. So thank you. Anyway, hope you guys are doing well. I hope you had a great week. I'm excited to have this show and hang out. Thomas, what's going on, man? How are you? A couple things going on. First, I just want to let you know right now, literally just now launched Carlos Rafael. Okay, he's a really great guy. Champion Comics Group with his Team Supreme US, or Supremus, I should say, but I think it's a play on the words. He just went live. He's got $130 already, 2 minutes in, with one backer that really went all out. He's got 28 days to go. It's a really great comic. He's a great guy. He's really talented. He's been doing this a while. As you can see, he gives you quality work. It's not, it's not half-assed. It's a really quality book. So please, guys, go check it out right now. Support him. Back this project. Team Supremus number 0 expanded edition. I'm not sure, but I think he said that the proceeds are going actually to the artists. Not sure. John Ottinger's in the house. What's going on? Good to see you guys all here. Fill this room up. Come on, let's give our guest a lot of love tonight. Check this out right now. Going live right now. Team Supreme is number 0 expanded edition. Champion Comics, and it's Carlos Rafael. So I appreciate you guys doing that. I also just want to remind you, cross promotion. Go check out Sam Vera's or Vera. I'm not sure his last name. It is Forbidden issue 2, The Hunt. He goes live November 1st at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Go click his link, Sam Vera, V-E-R-A. It's also Catch the Craze, D-E-A, Catch the Craze. They got a cool YouTube show, and he's got his second book out, and I want you guys to go promote that, please. Let's support the indie community, guys. Let's show everybody some love. And tonight we got an awesome Kickstarter we're going to talk about. Hey, Charles, what's going on? I hope if you switch jobs, Smithers, I hope you love where you're going. Yes, farewell episode for now. I mean, I don't have plans to come back, but some people think I'm going to. Anyway, tonight after my guest and I have wrapped everything up, I will be premiering the trailer to Tragedy's Kickstarter number 2. But right now, it's not about me. It is about our guest. So tonight, hey, Joe Ryan, what's going on? Tonight's guest is writer, artist, creator. I mean, he's written so many different types of books. He's in the comic book realm right now. He's got a really cool Kickstarter going on for a really cool character and a world that he built. He's also a really, really likable guy, and I'm not making that up. He really is. He didn't pay me to say that. So without further ado, J.M.Desantis.
Hello. How's everybody doing?
What's going on?
Thanks for having me on. Checks in the mail, it's just
I know.
I'm sorry. You're freezing up for a second. What,
am I?
A little bit.
Am I good?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'm sorry you didn't have anything better to do on a Friday night than to look at this mug, but either way, here you are.
October has been a busy month, I gotta be honest. Like, I've done between virtual shows and this, I think this is my 5th thing, right?
Nice.
Yeah, because I did Baltimore, I did Sci-Fi Valley, I did DiversityCon, which was online. I did J.D. Calderon's show 2 weeks ago, right? And now I'm here, and I got Rhode Island next week. So
I was gonna say you saved the best for last, but you're going to Rhode Island next week, so
yeah,
you saved the best for next to last.
Yeah, but I feel couldn't have done episode 120, huh? Like just one more. Just
Well, it's funny because of a cancellation, you would have been 120, and it would have been a fitting number to end on. But yeah, but yeah, there's a couple of reasons why I'm kind of calling this quits. A bunch of reasons actually,
right.
But it is what it is. But hey, no better last guest to have.
I
Than you.
appreciate that.
I mean, we've been knowing each other for a couple, like 2 years now, I guess, on Facebook.
Actually, well, we met when I split my booth.
Chris Campana, that's right.
Campana. That was 2016.
And and you still wanted to talk to me after that. Wow,
yeah.
Look at that.
Actually, you had me laughing the whole time. I was really enjoying myself. So yeah, it was a weird show. I mean, I don't know how much Chris wants me putting out about it, but like Saturday at that show, we did well every day, but Saturday was like just a strange vibe.
That's because everybody's going to see celebrities and get photos and all that crap.
Right, but I figured not to like pull off of Chris, because I've known Chris a while, but like I figured people would be like, no, it's okay. I figured people would be flooding the booth to see him even, and yeah, it was a weird day. So it was good that you came by so that we had something to occupy us.
Yeah. If you asked him, he wouldn't think so. He used to say, "Oh, I chase all his customers away." He's full of crap. That was his covering up for the fact that nobody wanted to see his damn ass. But anyway, Chris and I know each other over a decade, so I'm just kidding.
Oh yeah,
hey,
I met him for the first time in Baltimore, which is strange because like there's a bunch of people from like the New York area that I met first time Baltimore for whatever reason. It's that kind of show.
Well, yeah, you could have met better quality people than Chris, but it is what it is.
That's terrible. That's terrible.
Oh, please. The man talks about how he sleeps with my wife. Stop it.
Oh, does he? I never actually heard that one.
If you ever hear us talking at a con, he always makes jokes about how he's banging my wife.
Oh, my God. Him
and I just have that kind of relationship where we're ragging each other constantly, but we like each other. We respect each other. So.
Yeah, no, of course. Chris has that. Chris has a good sense of humor, so it's I could see it. Yeah.
He's got to have something good going on for him, right?
Yeah, right.
But anyway, enough about that guy. So you're a writer, you're an artist. I mean, you're a world builder, you're a character designer and creator. You've written children's books. You've done a lot of novellas. You've done a lot of different aspects of the genre. So. Right. Let's go back and did you start as a writer or as an artist?
Okay. So, I mean, it depends on how far back you go. I guess no matter what, yeah, I did start with art. But yeah, it was pretty early on. I think it was like, I mean, if you're talking about when I was a kid, yeah, like I was writing my own comics and, stapling them together by hand and everything. I haven't talked about that in a while. I want to scan them and put them up as like Patreon rewards or whatever. But I remember when I was doing that, oh my God, I was so rigid about it. Like I was writing the full, I like found out script formatting when I was a kid, right? So I was writing scripts and drawing it, coloring it with markers or colored pencils or whatever. But I had myself on a monthly schedule. I mean, it was only like a 12-page comic, but like I remember my parents saying to me, like, Jeff, you don't, because that's my first name, they're like, you don't have readers. You don't like have to get a book done a month. And I was like, no, they're doing it. I have to do it too.
It's good practice.
Yeah, right. But I would say when I really took my writing seriously was more when I got to college. I think because I more wanted to do comic books, and then I started kind of moving into video games as an interest, and it wasn't until late in high school, college that I wanted to get into novel writing. And I actually wasn't looking at doing comics. And that's when I realized I had to, yeah, right. that's when I realized like I had to kind of take the writing a little bit more seriously. So I started really working on it. And actually, when I've posted about this a couple times, but unless you follow me on social media, I wrote my first novel when I was in college because I was going to I was going to art school at Pratt, Pratt Institute in Brooklyn, and they burnt me out so much on artwork during the school year that I needed another creative outlet. So I was working on this novel, so unpublished, but still, I think since I wrote it by hand, I don't have an exact word count, but I have calculated roughly that it's about the length of Moby Dick. So
right.
I've been reading it again and typing it up just to see what the hell I put in that book, because that's a lot of words. It's pretty substantial.
Question for you: do you have a set of headphones? Because I have a major echo going on.
Oh, do you really?
Yeah.
That's the only thing. I don't know. I might.
Are you on a PC or are you on a phone?
I'm on a laptop.
Okay, because now it's actually gone. That's so
Is
weird.
it? I turned down my speakers a little bit to see if maybe
that's probably why. Okay, now we're working.
Okay.
Real quick, Glenn says hi.
Hello, Glenn.
Lori says hi.
Hello, Lori.
Randy admits that my wife is too damn pretty for Chris. She's way above his pay grade. I tell him that all the time. Greg Johnston, my buddy, says hey there.
Hello.
And Randy's nephew is going to Pratt now. My friend V. Ken Marion, he went to Pratt.
Right.
So, all right. So you get in the world of writing as well as art, and you get this itch to publish, right?
Right. Mm-hmm.
So what was the first thing you published?
Well, actually, I got my start. So it's funny. It came full circle because I was coming out of school, submitting all over the place, including Heavy Metal Magazine, which is worth mentioning because it's going to come back to that. But yeah, I only had one graphic novel that I had worked on while I was in college as well. And I was going to try to get going with that. So like the stories weren't hitting, the illustration work wasn't hitting. So I went to the Big Apple Con when it was still at the Penn Plaza, like the original Big Apple before. Hey, Mike.
Hey, Michael. Mike,
and
I'm back. My echo's back.
Oh, is it back again?
Wait, lean into the screen for a second. Because when you lean in, because it seemed like it was coming back when you got close to the screen. I'm like, what is going on? Do you have metal in your head or something?
So wait, if I'm here, it's echoing?
No, now it's not echoing. It's so weird. It's being very picky.
But if I'm back here,
no, it's gone. It's so weird. So anyway, whatever. We'll deal with it.
Yeah, so I met up with this group that's now kind of disbanded, although the members are still around and spread out all over the place, but it was the Comic Book Artists Guild.
Okay.
And I wasn't really a superhero guy. He never heard that called. Thank you, Michael. It's just Phil. He's making stuff up.
I just hear voices in my head.
That's what all writers have, don't they? No, but I did. I went to the first meeting. Like they liked my portfolio when I was there. They were a small group of comic creators. And I did, even in the industry, start with my art because I knew it was still like a stronger suit. I had worked on it more. So yeah, I went to the first meeting and they needed an artist for some sci-fi superhero thing that they were doing, like the third part in it. And I just said, okay, yeah, I'll do it, right? Without having drawn like a superhero thing since I was like a kid. And they were like, all right, yeah, you're ambitious. Sure. So that was the first.
Swim, just jump in.
Yeah. So yeah, I just, I got picked up with that. It was just, I think, an 8-pager. I did the art. Keith J. Murphy, now gone by KJ, did the story. Chris Buckner wrote the script, and Alex Rivera. I don't know if you know him. Yeah, he inked it. Yeah, I just did the pencils. He inked it, and it was like out the following winter, and then I got to go to New York Comic Con when it was still only a 3-day show. I got to go to New York Comic Con as a published professional, and then I
Very
got
cool.
to, yeah. And that's when the heavy metal thing came in, because I went around to a bunch of publishers, and one of them was heavy metal had a booth there, right? And funny thing, I'm like talking to this guy, right? And we're having a really nice chat. I'm talking to him about heavy metal, and we exchange business cards. And when I show him mine, there's Cyril and my cat again. When I show him mine, he recognizes the piece of artwork on it. He's like, "Oh yeah, I've seen this. Like, we got that in the mail." I was like, "Yeah, I've been sending you guys work." He's like, "Oh, cool. I realized, yeah, let's get you in the magazine."
Oh,
Um,
cool.
right. And then I shake his hand. I go away, and then of course I look at the business card, and it was Kevin Eastman that I was talking to, and I didn't
Oh,
even
wow.
realize it.
Really?
Yeah, probably if I had known, I would have been more nervous, but I was just,
Maybe
having
it's
a
better that you didn't
conversation with
then,
another
and you were
guy,
more
right?
professional then.
Yeah. So,
Oh my God, Kevin,
yeah.
I love your work. You're so great. Yeah.
Right.
You'd be like, okay,
Right.
bye.
Yeah, exactly. So, yeah, and I met a couple other publishers that were there. I kept doing work with the Comic Book Artists Guild, and yeah, spread out. Did some Lovecraft stuff for a magazine called Planet Lovecraft at the time. Um, yeah, and then I was just doing a bunch of freelance gigs for a while, mostly comics, some illustration work, and eventually I started getting some of my writing published as well, short stories and doing comic scripts as well. Yeah,
Very cool.
yeah,
So you're with Darkfire Press right now, right? And you have quite a few things out.
right. So that's me. I've been working with a bunch of publishers. What kind of cat is it? Her name is Cyrilla, similar to the Witcher character, although a different spelling.
And as you can
And
see,
I,
she's an attack cat.
yeah, and I have no idea what kind of cat she is. I
She
teach
looks
as
like she's
well.
got
And I'm
some
like,
calico in her and some Mancoon or something.
she's a little too small to be a Maine Coons, but I guess it could,
The
I don't
hair,
know, maybe.
She's got like
Yeah,
calico
no,
patterns on her front, on her face.
yeah, she could be a little bit of tortoise shell too. I mean, she's
Yeah,
kind of nuts, and I hear torties
yeah,
are
they are
crazy
nuts.
cats. So yeah. Um, but yeah, a coworker of mine
I had a
found her
joke.
outside their mother's house. So she's a stray. I have no idea.
She's a
Yeah.
lover.
Oh yeah, she's good. She's good. She hears me talking, and then she thinks it's for her.
Yeah.
So
So
yeah.
here we have some of your publications. The
Yep.
Witcher is an
Okay.
open
So
world
yeah.
RPG with great reviews, Phil. Cool.
Oh
Sorry,
yeah.
guys.
If you haven't played The Witcher, yeah. If you're a gamer, yeah, it's good to play.
I used to be a lot of things. I used to be into sports, gamer, everything. And now I have no time for anything. But that's
I
the world of being a father and 3 jobs and then trying to do this other stuff. So
I understand. Yeah. Hey, like. So yeah. So through Darkfire Press, yeah, I hit the ground running. Because I mean, of course, I'm publishing other people under there too, but I had some stuff in just kind of sitting on the shelf that I either well the either the I wasn't working with a publisher anymore on them, or they didn't have a publisher yet. So yeah, I started officially doing Darkfire Press in 2018. And 2019 was the big year right before COVID that I put out a bunch of titles.
cool.
Of course, the pandemic slowed it down, but yeah,
Yeah, pretty much screwed up a lot of people's lives. Um,
yeah,
so let's start with this because we're going to go into Chadiana, and that's going to be like a big conversation after. But we got the
right.
Tainted Ones. Tell us about this.
Okay, yeah. So the Tainted Ones was one of the ones that when I first really got going with Darkfire Press, it was just supposed to be like a small 8-page story that I put on my that I was just putting on my Artist Alley table. So, just for the quick, cheap sales. It's a horror piece, gothic horror, with a little bit of a post-apocalyptic spin. But yeah, just I don't want to spoil anything because it's got a really nice reveal at the end. But it's kind of like a Lovecraftian thing, not set in the Cthulhu mythos, but obviously the creatures in that are kind of Cthulhu-esque. Because I've done a bunch of Lovecraft's work. And yeah, it's just a short piece that I just wrote a simple script for, drew the hell out of. I did do a bunch of world building with it, which there's actually a book I want to put out that kind of details a lot of that, show sort of my creation process. But yeah, it's just an 8-pager. But the only reason I feel it's significant to bring up now is anybody that's picked up the book really loves the art on it, loves the concept. So I think when I get a little further with Chadiana, which we're going to talk about more in depth, I want to develop the Tainted Ones into something larger. Whether it's a limited series or one or two graphic novels, I'd like to expand on it because it's pretty. Unless you read it, right, you won't get the whole concept. But it's it's
well. Here you can download a sample PDF before you buy, and it's only a 99-cent digital. I mean, for $1, guys, you could get the digital, or you can get the staple bound for $2.99. So
right, yeah,
that's a good jump on to check out, JM's writing style, and see what you think of that.
right,
and if you like goth horror.
yeah.
And then you got this. This is a novella that you wrote, 118
Right.
pages.
Yep. So yeah, Robert Phillips. Actually, I wrote it originally back in 2008, but it was one of those projects that it needed so much work, and I used to be a pantser when I wrote, which means you just fly by the seat of your pants. You don't outline anything. And that book needed so much work. It's set in H.P. Lovecraft's world. It's another Lovecraft book. It's two students that are at the kind of infamous Miskatonic University in Arkham, and one of them is very obsessed with the idea that there might be translation errors in the Necronomicon because, I mean, if you're like me and you know anything about translations, like they're never precise, So he kind of gets obsessed with this, and as is the nature at the Necronomicon anyway, it kind of drives him insane. But there's a lot of themes of like friendship and mental illness and such in the book. So, I kind of focus on that sort of those sort of themes.
Speaking of mental illness, just so you know, Aaron Best says, "Lock the pussycats up. Big dog is roaming the yard." So, speaking of mental illness, what's up, Aaron? Is there a boomstick in this? He's in Necronomicon, so it just makes you got to make the reference, right?
Yeah, sure.
Shop
of course.
smart. Shop smart.
Actually, that's a funny thing. You know how I just randomly quote that line sometimes.
Yeah.
The shop smart, shop smart. I don't know what it is. I just, even when I'm by myself, it just comes to mind, and it's
I'll
like the best line in my opinion.
I'll grab my wife and go, "Give me some sugar, baby." And she's like, and she passes me sugar. No, she's like, "Don't touch me." I'm just kidding. That's a cool concept, actually. I like that. And go ahead.
Yeah, it's been well received. I just thought it was an okay book. I went back and kind of rewrote it and fixed it up in 2018, and the responses have been really good. Like, which I'm happy about. Like, I don't want to sound like I'm like playing it down. I'm just it's a solid book, and I'm only saying that because that's what I'm told from other people, right? And I feel good that like my first time out with a prose novel, even novella, it was a solid read. Like people were satisfied with it.
Cool. And you can buy it at Barnes and Nobles, Amazon, BAM, IndieBound, Kobo. I mean, you're
Oh,
in some great places here.
right. Well, there's another little flex I can give too. Of course, this was pre-pandemic, but that summer after the release of the book, because it released in, was it, I think May? May. Oh no, that was 2019. I'm sorry. Yeah, I rewrote it 2018, posted 2019. Okay, so May 2019 it published, and then that summer I actually had a signing at Barnes Noble in Princeton, New Jersey, for
Oh,
that
cool.
that book. Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
A friend of
Princeton.
mine was
Excuse us. We're in the la-di-da land. Look at us, Mr. Uppity Up.
no, it's but no, it's like it's one of those things that I can just like check off my list now. I've done a book signing at Barnes and Noble. Yeah.
Cool. Jim O'Reilly
Hey,
says hello, everyone.
hey, Jim.
That's cool. I mean, you've had some good accomplishments in your life so far, and you're still a young guy. I mean, I probably have underwear older than you. I'm probably wearing it too. But so
um,
good for you, and you're a good guy. So I'm glad to see you have these successes, and I hope they continue and they grow.
yeah,
Um,
I hope so. Yeah.
you even had,
Um,
and you went from gothic horror and weird horror to Ghosts for People too, which is a children's picture book. So you kind of
yep.
covering different spectrums here.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think that's sort of a blessing and a curse with me is I just have so many ideas, and I know a lot of creators say that, and I'm not saying that they do or don't. I'm not in their head, but I never just wanted to do comics or just novels or just oh, thank you very much. I hope I'm
All
not
right,
lulling anybody to sleep.
yeah, I'm sticking to the thought that I wear underwear, and that's where we're gonna leave that. But anyway, yeah, he's much too nice and calm for me, right?
Right,
I'm
right.
like the
You know.
antithesis. I'm your antithesis.
Oh man. Um, yeah, I don't know if that's true, but I appreciate the
Aaron's,
compliment.
Aaron
Thank
says Jim gets hello and I get mental illness.
you.
Yeah,
Oh,
Aaron's a great guy. Anybody wants an artist for hire, Aaron's awesome. Jim O'Reilly's awesome. You should check them out. And speaking of
oh yeah.
which, Chris Graves. Hey everyone, what's going, on, Chris?
Actually,
Thanks for coming out.
I'm gonna write their names down so I can check out their stuff after this. I promise I will, gentlemen. So
Yeah, Chris Graves, Jim O'Reilly, Aaron Big Dog. That's DAWG Bess. You can always just ask me after the show, and I'll tell you.
yeah, I
Now,
gotcha.
now, if you go to Jim and you go to Aaron, you're on your own. If you go to Chris, you go through me. You go through me, all right? You go through me.
Well, Chris is one of the guys
L-
for uh
legendary.
oh man, now I'm in the hot seat. I Legendary Illustrations,
It's
right?
all right. Yeah, I wouldn't expect you to remember. I'm not a somebody yet.
I don't think that's true. Do you know? I know the show is not about you, but still, you've been doing well with Tragedy. I got to be honest. I told you that in person. I think it's a great book, and you seem to be selling well, at least from the outside. When I see you do that.
It's doing way better than I thought. But back to you. I
Sorry.
really don't want to talk. I think it's very rude. So, and I appreciate what
It's all
you're
right.
saying.
Is that Vincent
Um,
Price's Ghost on the? I mean, I guess you could see it that way. I'm a big Vincent Price fan.
yeah, he does
I
a
like
good
a lot of classic horror, so yeah. There's probably some, even if it's subconscious, there's probably stuff that just leaks into the stuff. But yeah, sorry, the children's actually the children's book. I had a publisher for, but they closed. It was like a small indie publisher. We almost went to print and they closed down, and I already had the Tainted ones out and Robert Phillips out, and I was like, yeah, you know what, this children's book's done, I'll put that out too. But yeah, as you said, it's a picture book. It's like ages 3 and up. It's just I mean, I don't mind with the spoilers on a children's book, but it's a quirky book where it starts out with how scary ghosts can be, and then goes into how they were all once people, and then they kind of become more human as the book goes on. They start out as those very uh, kind of like nondescript ghosts, and they start having more of a human look. Yeah, that's probably the scariest illustration in the book. But
Yeah,
yeah,
way to scare the kids, man. Way to go. Make them piss themselves. Good
hey,
job.
look, you know what? I have my
Actually,
nieces
this
love.
old lady's scarier looking than the ghost.
Yeah, probably. My nieces love the book, and my and anyone that's had kids that has come back to me and told me about the book, they're like, yeah, my kids really love this. This is pretty good. In fact, somebody I know they were reading it to their daughter, and their daughter was asking them all kinds of questions about ghosts and I guess where you can find them and what they're really like and stuff. And he's like,
Right.
thanks a lot. Now I got to answer her questions about this stuff.
Well, Randy says, I think I'm going to order a copy of Ghosts for my grandkids. So
I can't guarantee, but I think they're going to like it. It's really a fun book.
well,
I
you
can.
see the screen, right? I'm showing them the
Oh
PDF
yeah,
download.
no, I do.
Okay.
I'm just at the same time half wrestling, half cuddling with Cirilla to try to keep her off the keyboard.
Hey, I told you I had a cat live with Keith Williams. Shut off my mic and my camera, the little prick. Anyway.
Yeah, well, she will. If I let her get on the keyboard, there is a 50-50 shot she'll just boot me right out of this interview, and then you know then you can start talking about tragedy.
No, we're here to talk about you. Whoops, that's wrong.
No, it's okay. I think
No.
I think you'd have to hit the back button. You're going to have to open up Darkfire Press again.
Yeah.
Damn you all old. Wow, that's very nice of you. I don't have grandkids yet, but yeah, you I guess you old people.
Hey, Aaron, just remember, age gets to all of us at some point.
It does, So you just kind of
Just remember that when you call us old, because you're not escaping it either. Anyway, and I heard Aaron learned how to put his underwear on yellow in the front, brown in the back. So, just busting, Aaron, just busting. So here we have the first 10 years. It's 164 pages, full color illustrations.
Oh yeah, that one's yeah, that was the first book I actually put out through Darkfire Press, and it was a time and money investment. I'll probably reformat it at some point, but I got bigger things to worry about, I guess, right now. I would say it's the most, I guess, vanity type of book because it was just basically a collection of my writing and art through the first 10 years of my career, which goes through some of my freelancing stuff. And there's some anecdotes and biographical kind of memoir stuff in there. In fact, in the bottom, it gives a bunch of things on what's in there.
5 short stories, 3 short comics, the game, flush comic strips, pages of artwork, color and black and white, 4 poems, sections on early work, Chadiana and Gentleman Cthulhu, previews of future work, and much more.
Yeah, it's a pretty bulky work. So it covers a lot, and I go through like the heavy metal story, and Game Flush was a video game review site I worked on for about 2 years with some friends when I kind of I left comics for a very short period of time when I was doing that. What's the best advice to trying to get a book out there, the first creator-owned book? I think nowadays, because there's so much.
Put boobs on it. Put boobs
right.
on it.
Well, that'll always help. That'll always help. Yeah. But so if you want to get your work out there, I would say the best way to do it still is probably using social media and publishing a web comic, publishing your work as a web comic. And then,
Real quick,
yeah,
I'm sorry to cut you off. I don't know why. I put the scroll up before and it disappeared and it's back up. Randy asked what website. I just want to let you know it's the www.darkfirepress.com. That's where you go, darkfirepress.com.
Yeah, that's where you
Sorry.
can get all my stuff. No, it's okay. J.M.Desantis.com is my personal site. So if you want to check out artwork or writing samples or whatever, you can go there. But yeah, the links to any books to buy are on Darkfire Press. Yeah, even with my websites, I got like 3 or 4 websites. It's like my projects; they're just all over the place.
Hey, you got to get out
Your
there.
handler that can just rein me in, you know.
You got to get out there.
Right.
We have here, it's an ink book, Wonderland.
Right. So this is what these are collections of inked sketches, otherwise known as Inktober, but since it got trademarked, I decided to move away from the
Right.
the title Inktober. So now I've been publishing those as ink books. Yeah, the Wonderland one. So just as an aside, not my own work, but my Wonderland stuff is pretty popular. Just as far as like fan art stuff I do.
Right.
Yeah, so I decided to do a whole Inktober set. I was still calling it Inktober at the time. Yeah, and then in the beginning you saw the dedication to David and Amy. That's David Cebollero. He technically he commissioned the book. I was already part of the way through, and then he wanted to buy the whole set of sketches. So he's like, just take your time on it. So then the pressure was on, and it took me longer to get it done. But I did finish it. Yeah. So, the link's not up yet. It's actually available already on Indie Planet. Because ink books, yeah, I just sell at I've had it at the conventions, but yeah, you can also order it online through them.
Very cool.
Yeah, I'll try to fix up that link.
Too.
Yeah. The other one was the first year I did Inktober, and that was just a very eclectic collection of all different stuff. Some Gentleman Cthulhu, some Chadiana, some Lovecraft stuff, some classic horror stuff. You're actually publishing it as a webcomic. Sorry, I'm reading Joe Ryan's thing there. Yeah. I love that Raven, and somebody bought that from me. Yeah. Actually, somebody bought the tree before it, too. Yeah. That one. Yeah. So I just sent it out recently. My mistake. I think my friend KL owns the Cthulhu piece that you just passed by.
Oh,
I'm like, yeah, this is like a trip down memory lane. I'm like, oh yeah, that one too.
I haven't looked at it in a while.
Right. Yeah, I've been trying to do that with the Darkfire Press site, is have previews of. I didn't get one together for the J.M.Desantis book, but I'm trying to have previews up there for everything that's available, not just my books, but everyone, so people can kind of look at what they're getting into.
See, that's the thing. When you don't have a name to back you up or a resume, you have to get people to trust that their investment in you is worth it. So sadly, you have to really earn that trust.
Right. Yeah. So, Gentleman Cthulhu, since you're scrolling through that, that's a 3-panel webcomic that I was sort of doing for a few years. I think I started in 2015. I very regularly published it weekly for 2 years, and then it kind of got a little bit, how do I put it? I guess it staggered a little bit on the publication. So I'm a bit behind, right? But I have, over 200 scripts written for this thing. So I really have to get back to it. I have a small but dedicated fan base to this character, but I kind of was doing it for fun. And then, it's just, kind of it has its audience. So I should really go back, and it's more humorous. A lot of my stuff tends to be dark, other than obviously the children's book. But yeah, Gentleman of Cthulhu is like very comedic. Even when it's dark humor, it's still,
Cool.
But I like dark humor. I like dark, dry humor. It's kind of my thing,
By the way, Joe Ryan said, "Thank you for your feedback. I'm actually publishing it as a webcomic first."
It's a good
Is that
idea.
your cat or mine?
What's up?
Is that your cat or mine that keeps meowing?
It's my cat. You can hear that?
Okay, I didn't know if it was mine. Yeah, I'm thinking of yelling at my wife, "Shut that cat up!"
Oh, okay,
I don't care if
that's
it's your cat. As long
I
as
think
it's
she
not
wants
mine.
to go outside, but it's like we got a storm coming through. There's like high winds. I'm not letting her go. Yeah. Oh, and Mummy Love. So that was a really popular series of comics I did on the webcomic for 2.5 years. Everybody thinks it was their cat. No, it's mine. She's pretty loud tonight.
Hi,
So
Terry.
yeah,
How
this
are
is
you?
what. Yeah, so it's kind of this love story of this mummy making repeated attempts to try to get in with this Egyptian woman. And the whole premise with Gentleman Cthulhu is he's kind of like an advice giver, but he always gives the wrong advice. It's always
Dear
like
Abby.
yeah, yeah, but he always thinks he's making the situation better, but inevitably, it turns out for the worse for somebody involved, not him, of course. Yeah.
Well, I mean, between your art and your writing, you've got a lot of great stuff put out there. I highly recommend you all go to darkfirepress.com to check out the different selections. But right now, the focus is
Right.
on your baby, your latest. Well, not latest. I mean, you've had other books out, but your creation that you have a Kickstarter going on right now, and it's
Yeah.
Shadiana. Before we look at the page, why don't you tell us the inspiration behind
Yep.
creating the character, and then tell us about the book.
Okay. So, well, I'll tell you really quick, Chadiana, about the book and then the inspirations. It's a dark fantasy book that focuses on the main character, title character, Chadiana. She's a wandering swordswoman. But the fantasy world is more inspired by South Asia, India, and the Middle East. So, what I originally created the character back in 2011, 2012. So it I always wanted to see sort of a fantasy world filtered through a different culture. Um, you know, And, this is even before the whole, and, not knocking it, but the whole diversity thing was even part of the, public discourse or whatever. I just was like, yeah, you don't really see too much of this stuff. And I always had an interest in, specifically Indian and Middle Eastern culture. I've had a few friends from India. I've had a few girlfriends from India. So, it's,
I remember you telling me.
yeah, it's an area of interest on multiple levels. Love Indian food too, but that's.
So do I.
But yeah, so but I don't know. The inspirations are so all over the place. I always feel like when people ask me, "Oh, what inspired Chadiana?" I give a different answer. I've even started to say that too because, yeah, I mean, it was like, you know, interest in my personal life, but I would even say there's like stuff that's more autobiographical in it, although not being a woman, right? But
Yeah,
still,
but as humans, we relate to different characteristics. So, I mean, there's a little bit
right,
of me in
exactly.
tragedy. Exactly.
Oh, for sure.
And I have A cups.
And then,
So, yeah.
yeah, yeah. I mean, because how many of us are like, rich billionaires going out and beating up criminals, Um, but yeah, well traveled. So yeah, but I don't know. There was like at the time, because I don't want to give away too much that might spoil things in the actual world itself, but it's funny you're wearing the Batman shirt, but I was so into Chris Nolan's Batman trilogy at the time. There were Conan and Red Sonja, even some Lord of the Rings in there. I'm a big gamer, so like the Dark Souls series. I mean, like there's just been so many things. And when I was in college, I was always reading a lot of mythology, just world mythology, just all different cultures and such. So, there were things I read like retellings of the Mahabharata, and I have the Bhagavad Gita. I've read the whole thing translated. So, yeah, it just was kind of a melting pot of a lot of different inspirations.
So did you? I mean, you already had a lot of, you had done a lot of reading. You've had personal experiences. Did you have to do a lot of research on the culture to get the authenticity of the story?
Sorry, I just saw Aaron's comment. Dark Souls gave me my only gray hair. Well, I totally understand that. Very notoriously hard games. Yeah, of course I still had to do some research because, I didn't grow up in the culture. And, I feel like I kind of, what?
You're not Indian?
No. Mostly Italian, German, Irish, little French and Dutch,
And you're too calm to have Irish, German, and Italian in you. You should be getting pissed off at somebody at any point.
Yeah. See, I haven't gotten mad on the show yet, so you don't know.
Aaron says she's about games that kill you during the tutorial. I just sold the board game to Dark Souls. I had the whole entire board game Kickstarter. I just sold it.
Right. I saw that when you were like selling off like a lot of your Kickstarter backer stuff. I was like, wait, he's got Dark Souls as like the board game.
Yeah, they made it a board game, and it was hard too.
Was it? Yeah. I'm sure. I know they made a Bloodborne one, but I didn't know about the Dark Souls one. Yeah. So, I'm glad they kept it hard, even for the board game people. Yeah.
Yeah, I just never had time to play it, so.
Yeah.
But Shadiana is on Kickstarter right now. I'm gonna pop up the page.
Right. Yes.
There we go. All right. First thing you all need to understand: look at the green. You put your cursor right over that, and you click, and it says you've backed the project. You pick something. Come on, guys, show some support. Don't make me look bad on my last show. So you gotta donate here. You gotta pledge. So you got 3506 of $3,000 goal. I'm glad you made it. 44 backers with 10 days to go.
Yep. And I'm trying to hit some stretch goals on it too, because the idea is if I can build up a little bit of a fund, I can keep the books coming out at a more regular rate. Because they're gonna, even if this didn't get funded, I was still gonna put out these books. It's just it would take a little bit of the financial burden off of me.
It helps, exactly.
Right. Yeah. Because I do a lot of the art and I do all the writing, but I'm hiring other people out. Actually, our friend Chris Campana, he did a cover for one of the issues that's in progress right now. His cover's done, but and especially Jackie Musto, who she's done a lot of the interiors with me, and she's got just a fantastic art style. She was doing her own webcomic, K&P, for God, how long did she say? Was it like a 10-year run, 8-year run, something like that?
Oh, really?
Yeah. She just finished it about the time that she started work on Chadiana. And I don't know. As productive as I look, Jackie puts me to shame. At one point in her career, she was doing 2 webcomics, and it was 3 full colored. It was all digital art, but still 3 full colored pages per week. She was updating K&P 2 pages a week, and her other one at the time Lady Skylark. She was putting up a page of that a week. That was when we met. And she's like, I couldn't imagine. That's so much work while doing freelance work and teaching, you know.
Hey, when you love what you do.
Oh, for
real
sure.
quick, no, Thomas, this is my last Q&A show.
Yeah, it's a tragedy, as I said, you know.
Yeah. So
It
here's
really
some
is. Yeah,
Here's
so
some
that's Chris.
samples.
That's actually Chris's cover, and that's those are my pages. The inks on my pages. I'm still coloring them because I'm a terrible slacker. I mean, I look like I get a lot of work done, but I don't move as
All
fast as
them
I'd
damn
like
video
to.
games.
Yeah. Well, I haven't been able to touch one. I will say this. I have told some of my friends. Yeah, as Elden Ring comes out in February, that's like the follow-up kind of to Dark Souls made by the same company. I'm taking a month off to play that game. Like that's it. I've earned it after all this. Like I just want a little time to sit back and play a game again.
By the way, this shows you how many people just hit like on my posts and don't actually read them. I've been saying this is my last show for about a month now. Yes, this is my last show. I'm not doing any more Q&As after this. JM is my last guest. We're stopping at 119, with the exception, of course, when I do like live stream launches for my Kickstarter and stuff. So, yeah, it's been promoted. Read my damn posts, people. Don't just like them. So anyway.
Well, you know, right. Well, I will say this really quick, like to kind of back you up on this, right? Ending the show. I totally understand. Oh, so those are Jackie's pages. You can see she's got a very different style than me, but just beautiful, beautiful work. And Corey Breen is the one that did the cover. He's still coloring it. He used to do a lot of work for DC Comics, and he designed the Chadiana logo. So,
oh, nice.
Yeah, he's an illustrator and graphic designer, and I don't think he's doing as much work, or if any, for DC Comics anymore. But because he moved out west.
Right.
Yeah, he's a great guy. I actually met him in New York the last time he was walking the floor for New York Comic Con before he moved out west.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. And that's when I snagged him up. That's a concept piece and the cover for issue 4. Tim Sparvero, we both worked together. He did the cover. We both worked together at that magazine I mentioned, Planet Lovecraft. So he's a Lovecraft artist. That issue is going to have a lot of Lovecraft themes because I just can't seem to stay away from it.
I'm starting to sense that, yeah.
Yeah. Well, you know what it is? It's a bankable thing for me. It's like everybody has their kind of niche stuff that they can kind of launch off of, and it's not that I want to be the Lovecraft guy, but it's like I do okay with it. So why would I stop? You know. Yeah, and it can fit into the Chadiana world just fine, you know. So yeah, Tim did the cover for that. Yeah, some of the issues are still in progress. I had an artist on that. Oh God, I haven't spoken about this publicly yet. Dana Sanguir is a up and comer, but I haven't heard anything back from her in a bit. So issue 4, I might actually have to pull the weight and do the work myself.
Oh, really?
So, yeah, and the thing is, Dana's a really good artist, and she's usually very reliable. You know, I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah, that's more what I'm worried about. So, like, Dana, if you see this, I hope you're okay, and you haven't lost the job, but you know, I might have to do the work if you don't get in soon. You know, but yeah, if she resurfaces, I will certainly have her do more work because she did the second story in the first issue, because the first issue has 3 shorts in it. Jackie did one, I did the other, and Dana did the third. Well, the second one in the issue, and I had a lot of good responses to Dana's work too. And very different than me and Jackie's, respectively, but. Yeah, unfortunately, I haven't heard from her. So yeah, I do hope everything's okay.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. Actually, that if you see as you're scrolling down, so the cover is KJ Murphy's. The free page facing it is mine. The bottom left, that's Dana's work. And then Jackie's on the right-hand side. And I think that's a fantastic piece she did of Chadiana there. But yeah, you can see all different styles. But I don't want a very, for lack of a better term, comic-y looking style. So I feel like I lucked out, because I needed some help pulling the weight, getting this book going. So I wanted to find artists that had kind of a unique style. And luckily, I knew both Dana and Jackie previous to putting this together.
If you ever want a stick figure style, like stick figure sequentials, I'm your man.
I can't say that I won't need that at some point, though.
I mean, the anatomy will be a little off, but because there'll be no body parts, but but I'm all for it.
Phil, the thing is, you'll mention this, and some people know me. I will go after the show. I'll start thinking, well, if I was going to do a stick figure comic, what would be the story behind that?
That'd be great. My first artist debut doing sequentials.
Yeah.
I haven't been cleared by Aaron to make this the last show. I didn't know about that. Sorry, Aaron.
Oh, right. Oh, but this is what I was going to say about that. This being your last show. Sorry, I'm like all over the place sometimes.
No, it should be about you. I'm sorry. I just don't want to ignore that.
No, but about this being your last show, I can relate because for, oh God, what was it, like 5 years, I think. I did a blog on my main site. Like I blogged weekly, sometimes twice a week. And I did that for 5 years. But, I can relate to Phil not wanting to do the show because the only thing was like I didn't get as much readership as I wanted to, and it was keeping me from getting as much fiction writing done because I always had to do another blog. So yeah, I can understand not wanting to do the show as much as I'm just as sad as everybody else to see it go. Sometimes you gotta.
It's a couple of things. I mean, just real quick, so we can put this to bed and focus on your Kickstarter because that's really what this is about, guys. I appreciate the support, but honestly, it's about JM. When it starts becoming a task and a job that I'm just too tired to do, I gotta let it go because I'm working 3 jobs as a nurse. I'm a father, I'm a husband, I'm a homeowner. I'm doing the comic book. I'm doing the art repping. I have my conventions that behind the scenes that I try to get going. It's just a lot, and something had to give. And to be honest with you, it was getting frustrating because some of the bigger names, to get them to respond to you and treat you with some respect is not always easy. And then the indie people that you're trying to help and give support, when they blow you off and they're a no-call, no-show, and you put all this time into looking at their stuff and setting up the day and putting the schedule aside, it gets a little frustrating. And Joe knows what I'm talking about, Joe Tolliver. So it's not where my heart is right now. I have other things I want to do. I'll still be going live, but I won't be doing interviews. But anyway, so
it's always fun to see the random, I'm going live in 10 minutes, guys,
What's that?
I said it's always fun to get the notifications, I'm going live in 10 minutes, guys,
Yeah.
What's Phil up to today?
Yeah. Well, I enjoy it. It's the easiest way to get people to see and hear what you have to say because I could say it in 5 seconds and then repeat it 50 times and somebody will catch it. But
yeah.
So let's just put that to bed right now. We can talk more about it after our guest is done because it really is about JM today. So as much as I appreciate what you guys are saying about the show, let's throw our love at JM. He's got an awesome Kickstarter going on right now that we're looking at. The art looks beautiful.
Yeah, that's more of Jackie Musto stuff there. Yeah. Oh, and yeah. I got to give a shout out to the letterer because you can see some of the great lettering there. That's Mindy Lopkin, who's also working on the Road to Valhalla.
Billy Tucci, doesn't she?
And yeah, she's working with Billy Tucci on She. So yeah, she's really, really out there. This is some of the behind the scenes work. So yeah, with the Kickstarter, So yeah, I should really talk about what's on there. I mean, it's 5 issues. One's already been published, and I have a distributor now for Darkfire Press. So now I'm gonna have to do like some real print runs of this stuff. So it's for the first 5 issues. You can buy the issues individually. There's digital and print options available, and then those issues will also be collected into the first trade. Each issue features different stories in Chadiana's life, because a lot of the series is about her growth as a person and character. Um, so it focuses on different parts in her life. I'll probably do that like shorts for the first 2 trades, and then start going into some longer works again. Because
Cool.
she did have a publisher at one time. I should mention that. Like, she was being published under Rosarium Publishing, but we parted ways amicably. But it didn't turn out to be the right fit. So yeah, what you were seeing there too. One of the other add-ons / rewards that you can get is I do have a making of book, which is like the art book. And I'm also going to have a characters and costumes book, which you can see there. You'll get character rotations. So anybody that's like a fan artist or a cosplayer will be able to see the full character rotations, and be able to, make their costumes.
Very cool.
Yeah, like I'm trying to encourage people to dress up as my character at a show.
Oh, you can find some cosplayers that do that. The only issue you run into is you have to get the outfit fit specifically to a certain body type, and then if they're not trustworthy or they're not reliable or if they bail out, now you have to try to find somebody of that same body type. So that's why you get married, so that you can make your wife do it, which is what
Yeah.
I'm doing with Tragedy. And she's
I
going
did
to
see
be
that. Yeah.
yeah, she'll be dressed up. And Pam Patak, who's Scott Hanna's wife, she's a professional fashion designer. She's going to be doing a professional costume for me.
Oh, nice.
So
Right.
my wife is going to be badass.
Right.
So when Chris says at a show that he's banging her, she can shove the sword up his ass.
Yeah. I've only I've only seen pictures you've posted. I never met your wife, but yeah. Well, if she's as fiery as you can get, then yeah, I'm sure she'll give Chris a run for his money.
My wife is the most elegant, sweetest, kindest person on the planet. But when you do piss her off, hide.
Yeah. I'll try not to. I'll do my best.
Did you see the pictures of the hole in the wall that she punched?
No, I didn't.
Oh yeah, I got to go. I posted it several weeks ago. She got pissed off.
Oh really? I've been
I'm good at that. I'm good at pissing people off.
I'm so into. I've been in my Kickstarter and all these shows that nobody's seeing my Kickstarter, but I'm also not seeing anybody else's post. So I guess it's fair, right?
I got a little Facebook. That's those sons of bitches. That's why I keep tagging people and keeping them in the loop, because if I don't, nobody will know about it.
Right. Right.
And
yeah.
here's
So
original
that's
cover art.
Right. That's Corey's, which we spoke about before. The guy that used to work for DC, and he's done. Yeah. So down toward the upper tiers, I mean, you can get commissions from just about all the artists on the book.
Cool.
Me, Tim, Corey. Chris still has commissions open. The only one, Jackie, she had one spot, and one of my bigger fans, he scapped it up. So Dwayne, don't
Chris
let go of that.
Doing 3 commissions. Cool.
Yeah, he's got two backers already on it. So there's 3 left. And when you get a commission from one of the artists, they get 125 of the 150. The other 25 goes toward the book, and you get the trade. So,
very cool.
You're not only supporting one of the artists, but you're also getting the book as well. And then, of course, you can always get more with the add-ons. Yeah, the 3-book.
I wish I could draw. I'd be pimping the hell out of it, but go ahead.
Yeah. The 3-book print pledge has been one of the more popular ones, because it's again, you get the art of, you get the full trade, and you get the characters and costumes book.
Very cool.
Yeah, that's a good one.
And I saw down here with the prints.
Right. So yeah, you can. I mean, if you're not into the books, you can get the whole list of prints. They're also available as add-ons, and you can actually scroll down
Yeah,
on the
it's about
description.
to.
You can see every single cover is available as a print, plus
Cool.
some additional prints by me. So yeah, that's all things you can add on to your pledges. I tried to make this as customizable as possible, so everyone had a lot of options on what they could add to their pledges, or if there was a specific reward they wanted, but they kind of wanted to tag something else onto it. Um,
Right.
yeah, Kickstarter never. I didn't even realize that was a thing until maybe about a year ago. I don't know if they've been doing it longer than that, but
Yeah, they've been doing it a lot longer than that, man.
have they? Yeah, I didn't even know because
So, did you
I
use the hieroglyphics in your cave as an inspiration for comic telling?
yeah.
He's like, that's not funny. Um, and by the way, don't tell that to Chris because he's already got a big enough head.
Yeah,
Um,
well, it's a funny thing. I posted his cover, and I put a hashtag Red Sonja on it because I was mentioning how Chris has done a cover for Red Sonja,
yeah,
and the official Red Sonja account on Instagram liked it, and I was like, "Oh, there you go, Chris. Not that you need a cover because you already got one with them,
cool.
just to add to your ego."
He did a nice job on her, actually. I like the way he drew her here.
He's told me, and I don't want to speak for him, so this is kind of anecdotal, but he said he had a lot of fun drawing her. Because
Yeah,
when I designed her, between her hair and that little skirt she's got on, there's always like some flow and movement, even when
right.
she's standing still. So, um, yeah.
Yeah, well,
Uh,
with Chris, and I mean this in a good way, you can always tell when he's really into the drawing because you can see even more energy in what he's doing when
right.
he really enjoys it. And
Yeah,
you
and
just look at all this. He did a nice job.
he did, and Dash Martin did the colors on that. I know he works with Dash a lot,
Yeah,
so I'm fortunate enough that I know Chris because I love his artwork too. I mean, everybody that's working on the book, I really am a fan of their stuff. The one cover that I haven't pointed out is Shanae Williams. She doesn't do a lot of comic work, but
which
she's
one is that?
bottom right, the blue cover. Yeah, Shanae does a lot of watercolor stuff, which is what I
Nice.
work in. But yeah, she's really good as well. But yeah, not comic interiors. I had asked her if she wanted to, but wasn't her thing. Gee, I'm waiting on a friend for a gathering.
Hey,
Thought I'd
Peter.
pop in.
What's going on, Peter?
Yeah, hey Peter. Haven't seen Peter in person in so long, but
Yeah.
yeah,
Talk about cats. He's like the cat king. He's got a ton
yeah,
of strays. He saved them all. One king to rule them all. So let's see, what do we got here? So all
yeah.
three
You can
books,
get
$25.
the digital version. I didn't have a lot of digital options at first, and I had someone message me through the campaign and were like, "Hey,
You should.
like." Yeah. Well, I guess I just wasn't sure, but they were moving and they're like, yeah, we can't, like, we'd love to own the print books, but, we really wanted digital options.
Well,
Right.
there's a couple of things depending on who you talk to. Some people think digital isn't that great because people get it, but they'll never read it. But the truth is, digital is good for people who are international and maybe can't pay the shipping. Digital,
Right.
there's no print run. You have no overhead on a digital. You have none, and you can get the book out there. It's more affordable. It's easier. You get it on Comixology or whatever. And there's no overhead. Everything you make on a digital is 100% yours. So it's good to have digital rewards. Absolutely.
Yeah, it is. And, I will say this about the digital. I mean, people saying, oh, nobody will read them, but, readers of digital, there's they're two different camps. Like, not everybody that reads print reads digital. Not everybody that reads digital reads print. And
Right.
the other thing is too, like, I buy books in print. That's all I buy, but I don't necessarily get around to reading them immediately either.
Right.
No offense to anybody that I've backed, but not even backing. Just if I buy a book at Barnes Noble or whatever, like, I don't always
Right.
get to it right away.
Yeah, you haven't read mine yet, I know.
No, that's not true. I read yours right away. And I told you I liked it.
This is you got some great art. I love the different covers. I
Yeah.
like the concept. I like that you went, with this culture and this world, because it's not done. You don't see it a lot.
Yeah, well, I wanted something that was a little different. I mean, different's kind of my thing, I always try to go a little bit askew of whatever's mainstream.
Mark says it doesn't matter if they read them as long as they buy them. Well, it does matter if they read them if you put your heart into it and you want people to enjoy your story and for them to come back and buy the next one. But
Right,
if they keep
yeah.
coming back and buying it and they're sent throwing money at you, that's great. But I'd rather them enjoy the story than anything. Craig Johnston, those young people in their digital stuff. I mean, well, look. I mean, if you're a commuter every day and you're going to work an hour on a train or whatever, to have 5,000 comic books on an app on an iPad for you is an ideal thing.
Right.
It's not my thing, but it's an ideal thing. I'd rather just grab a different trade paperback every day and read. But that's I'm old school. Like I said, I have old underwear and old socks.
No.
Yeah.
No, but I'm old school that way too. I mean, I'm gonna be 39 on Tuesday. So yeah, support my campaign for my birthday.
Stop it! I turned 49 2 weeks ago. It's 39. I'd kill for those.
No, but I'm still in that young enough crowd that I could be a digital reader, but I only buy physical books.
Right. So it's going to be his birthday, guys. Are you going to let him down and not back the book?
Right.
I mean, really? I'll come toilet paper your house. I'm warning you. I'm telling you right now. I know where some of you live. I can get your addresses. And
for his cat. Yeah, that's right. I need to buy cat food. I mean, this cat can't starve. Yeah. You got to back that. That's why she was crying in the background before. She's trying to get sympathy for,
She's like, back the book. So you didn't really give us a detailed synopsis because you don't want to ruin it, which we get it. But
no, but okay. So I mean, I'll give you a little bit more. I mean, she's, as I said, she's a wandering swordswoman. She was trained as an assassin. Had a very, very difficult childhood. And some of that gets revealed in the book too. But yeah, it's just happy early birthday. Thank you. And yeah, so she has these adventures and everything, but a lot of it is also her kind of coming to terms with her past, and trying to figure out like kind of who she is and who she wants to be in the world. But because she has had a difficult upbringing and even being trained as an assassin and stuff like that, she doesn't always make the best decisions. She's trying her best, but not always figuring the best way to do things.
But that's related to the character. That's related to the character, because how many of us make the right decision every time? I mean, Aaron Best screws up all the time.
Yeah, well, I don't want to make like, she's definitely a likable character, but she's the type that gets in her own way a lot,
Right.
And that was kind of one of the key concepts I had in the beginning, was I wanted to show the transition and the growth of like a character over like a longer period of time, So that's kind of like the through thread through the series, is just seeing how she changes and develops.
And what's the time period of this book?
Well, again, since it's a fictional world, like I've sometimes told people, and you'll get this reference, Phil, I've said that, Chadian is as Indian as Bilbo Baggins is English, completely. Like, completely and not at all, So yeah, it is in a fictional world, but I would say it's like probably like pre-medieval, ancient, but with some of those characteristics in there too. Um, I guess I kind of also relate it to Robert E. Howard's Hyperborean Age. It's sort of like a Fox history, but not really, Um, yeah,
Well,
but
so
ancient medieval.
when are you gonna contact Dynamite and get the Red Sonja crossover?
The thing is, I would love to do that.
I think it'd be
I
pretty
even have
cool.
it. Yeah, I even have like built-in stuff in Chadiana's world because I have had. I don't want to say less popular, but I've had other creators approach me about crossovers. So I built in stuff into her world where crossovers are possible, right? So I don't want to say like dimension jumping and stuff like that, because it's not like a key feature of the story in general. But there is a way that she can kind of get
Well,
into
I'm sure
other
you delve into
worlds.
magic, right? Like a magical kind of thing,
Oh
right?
yeah, there's a lot of magic. I tend to be on the darker side with things, so a lot of the magic has a usually a balancing piece that is sometimes tragic or there's always a cost for it. I like magic that has a cost.
You're
So
so calm and relaxed, and meanwhile, deep down, you got that demon horror shit going on. I
yeah,
mean,
I
oh
know,
boy.
but that happens with a lot of people. Well, what do they say? It's always like the quiet ones or whatever.
Are you
I
trying to
mean,
say that you're gonna go Ted Bundy on us?
this is how I stay away from going Ted Bundy is because I
Yeah,
write stuff like this. Right?
nice. We've exposed the
Oh,
truth, people.
yeah, that's all out now. That's it. It's over. Back my campaign so I can survive.
So back his campaign so he doesn't go Ted Bundy on your ass.
Right, that's right. Yes.
Jeffrey Dahmer. If he invites
Well,
you out to dinner, run.
yeah. Always been a thing since my first name is Jeff. It's like somebody brings up Jeffrey Dahmer and there's just like that cringe moment for a second. There's no serial killers named Phil, so you don't have to worry.
well, at
You know,
least that have been caught. But
right.
anyway,
That's true.
well, until now, I didn't know your name was Jeff. You were JM
Right.
to me all the time.
Yeah,
Or, hey,
yeah.
what's going on? Um, listen, I really, you've been since I've known you, you're a really cool guy. You're really talented. You're a very intelligent person. You're
Oh, that's
creative.
so kind of you.
You're
Thank you.
creative. But I'm very serious when I say this to everybody. Please give it a shot and go to Dark Fire Press and give it a shot because I don't think you'll be disappointed at all. JM is an awesome dude, and he's talented. Your investment it will be a good one. You can trust that. We spend more money. I say this all the time. You spend $8 on a cup of coffee at Starbucks where they spell your name wrong. Why don't you just 1 week go without that, or 1 week forego? I don't know. Cigarettes cost like 60 freaking dollars now. Can you forego maybe that 6 pack this week and just support a creator? His birthday's coming up. I don't really want to have to go out and toilet paper your house. So can we just back this, pledge this? I mean, hey, if it's not your thing, you want to donate $10 or at least share it out and
Right.
tell people. You know.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, if you like
But
Red Sonja,
if you like Red Sonja, dark fantasy stuff, action, adventure, I mean, there's some dark themes in it, but yeah, I mean, who doesn't like that, right? Phil has never led me wrong. Well, it's good. You have a good name there, Phil, because
well,
people trust you.
That's important because trust is like a paycheck. It takes forever to earn and seconds to spend to lose. So,
Yeah, it's true.
if I say something about somebody or something, it has to be genuine. And I'm not a good liar anyway, believe it or not. I'm just too raw to
No,
lie. So I can't be
I know.
passionate about something I don't believe in.
Yeah, no, I'm the same way, and I have. That's why. Okay, so just to mention, like with tragedy. That's why I was nervous about reading it, because I was like, if this is bad, I got to figure out a really diplomatic way to tell Phil it sucked. And I'm so glad I didn't have to do that.
And
It was
my
like,
wife did
oh my
that
God,
too.
thank God.
My wife was like, "Oh, thank God, it's not bad." She goes, "Thank God, it's good." But the funny thing is, anybody who knows me knows I would want the truth, even if it hurts, But I said this on my last show, and maybe you feel this way as a writer as well. For the
Right.
first time in my life, I actually believe in what I'm writing. I like it. So if
Right.
you don't, I don't get hurt or offended because I'm comfortable with what I did.
Actually, so that's really good, because it took me years to get there. I would
Well,
only say within the last, no, but really, I would only say within the last 5 years, I have been able to comfortably and confidently stand on my work. You know,
you know what it
um,
is I never wrote. Well, let me rephrase that. I wrote stories when I was in junior high, not paying attention in Spanish class, but that's besides the point. But I was always a good storyteller. Like I used to babysit these kids, and I would just make up superhero stories out of my head. I made up this whole world and these characters, and I did this interactive thing. So I always had this in me to create, and I guess having stifled it all my life, I got frustrated, and it finally just came out. And like people get mad at me. I write an entire issue in 8 hours. Like book
yeah, well,
one, I wrote
that's
book one
good.
in one sitting in 8 or 9 hours. And I enjoy it. I have fun, but there's no expectations on me because I wasn't known as a writer. I just came out of nowhere. You've been doing this for a while, so it kind of puts pressure on yourself, probably. I mean, I'm sure
No,
by
that's true. Yeah, I was gonna say that. I think that's very true. Like when you don't have that expectation, it's much easier. You know, It's why I was able to, when I was doing Gentleman Cthulhu more regularly, I was banging out those scripts and artwork, because I was like, it's for fun. Who the hell cares? If nobody likes it, I don't give a crap. I like it. So, but yeah, I think it's best to create from that space as much as you can. Like, just enjoy it and not worry too much about what anybody's going to think about it.
Yeah, I used to think when a writer or somebody said, "I don't create this for you, for me," I used to think, what a dick thing to say. But now I understand it. What they're saying is, I have to write for me and hope that you like it because I can't
Right,
please everybody, but
right.
I can please me.
Well, that's absolutely true. It's just like if you tell a joke, some people aren't going to think it's funny, but you know what? you gotta you,
Exactly.
you gotta enjoy the joke if you're going to sell it well.
Right. That's
Yeah,
true. But I
yeah.
mean, I honestly, I'm not gonna lie, guys. I haven't read Chadiani yet, but just knowing JM and just having in-depth conversations with him, just his intellect, his passion behind this, um, and he's doing what good writers do. He's writing. Peter, take it easy, man. Thanks for coming
Yeah,
out.
sorry. I just, yeah. Bye, Peter.
Um, JM is writing from the best possible source, himself and the people he's interacted with. And what better way to delve into a character and make them relatable than, real life stuff, And I trust him. I trust his writing. I trust his stories. So I think you should too. And Terry says she's going to back. And I hope that
Thanks, Terry.
I hope a few more of you do as well. Again, I really am tired to be going out to people's houses and toilet papering. I'm just tired. And running from the cops, I'm getting old.
And he's got time now because he's not doing the show anymore. So,
But I also have a lateral and medial torn meniscus on my knee and
Oh,
other things going on. So running is not great for me right now. So guys, don't
right.
do that to me, please.
Yeah.
Just back the damn project.
Yeah.
I mean, seriously, what do you do? There's so many affordable rewards on here
Well, yeah,
that
there's
aren't going
even,
to
so
break your
there's
bank.
even, right, there's even, you can get, if you just want to like try it out, you can get the number one. It's just the first issue. It's got 3 short stories in it, PDF. I've had many people happy with that one. Like I said, that's the only issue out so far. And you can always add an issue or two onto that. You can also get the printed number one for $7. $2
I mean,
more.
what's $7 in the realm of things? I mean, honestly, we spend
Right.
so much money on crap that sits and collects dust. But
Yeah.
here you might very well find an enjoyable read. I mean, aren't you tired of the crap that they're putting out in the mainstream comics? And we say that we say we want something new and refreshing, but then when it comes along, we're like, I'll wait. No, why? $7, go get it.
Right.
Go get it.
Yeah. You can get that one, or if you like Chris's cover and like the artwork that I got going on the number 2, right? That one there. You can even get number 2 printed. That's a backer reward as well. And all of the issues, if for some reason you don't want to get the trade and you want to spend lots of money buying all the issues individually, each issue is also available as an add-on as well, or the trade.
I
However
mean,
you want to do it.
If
I
you're
have
an art
so many
lover, there's
options.
art.
Yeah.
If you're an art lover, there's art and original story. There's the Chris cover again.
Yeah.
And Chris, he's a con whore. He's at every show, so you can go find him and get it signed.
Yeah. Yeah. Very easy. You can even harass him for your commission if you decide you want a commission from him. Because as soon as the campaign ends, I'm going to release. Well, once I get the money, I'll release the money out to the artist for the commissions.
Nice.
I
mean, again, and this is what I tell everybody. You're also. Oh, what is this crap? Oh, I can't stand this crap. You want to hear the funny thing? Here's the funny thing. I went 119 freaking episodes without any of this bullshit. And I said, watch this shit happen tonight. Watch on my last show get some stupid crap. And here we go. This aggravates the fucking piss out of me.
Yeah. Well,
whoever you are, you're an absolute stupid fucking moron.
Yeah.
Block user.
It's on the YouTube. Hey, well, I mean, I got a brown girl as my main character, so it's bound to get somebody out like that.
Whatever. I just can't take people anymore. And even if they're not really that and they're just joking, it's not funny. It's like I'm all for humor. I don't have I'm not uptight about humor. But what is funny about that? Why are you trying to stir trouble up and come to a page and a show you've never been on to people you don't know? What are you doing? I mean, really, you're the fucking problem in the world. God almighty. Sorry. Anyway.
Oh, because he's on YouTube, Aaron. You can't see his comment, I don't think. Yeah.
It just kills me.
Can
you block him on Can you block him on YouTube, or I have to?
I think you have to, because it's your show. Yeah.
Well, while we're talking, I'm going to see if I can do that because I don't want this person's voice out at all.
No, I gotcha.
I don't. Giving these people a voice is why they have any power whatsoever.
No, I totally agree.
Stupid asshole. Power whatsoever.
Actually, it's funny. I just decided to go over to the YouTube comments. I don't see him over there though.
No, power whatsoever. He's not on the YouTube.
Actually, it's funny. I just decided to go over to the.
Yeah, he's not on YouTube. He was here on Facebook, and it's still showing the one here. That must be my Creatorcon page.
I guess so.
Yeah, I'm going to go to my Creatorcon page. I'm sorry during your show. I'm so sorry.
Oh, it's okay. I mean, that's the thing about live shows. You can't predict everything that's going to happen.
You know what's funny is I had this inkling that I was finally going to run into some piece of crap. It's like, why can't I have that kind of voyeur, like that kind of clairvoyance with good stuff? Like, I have a feeling I'm going to win the $1 million lottery tonight. Why doesn't it work that way? It only works for the negative with these jackasses.
Yeah, then we wouldn't have to run Kickstarters. We could just. I can't. Well, anyway, yeah. While Phil's doing that,
he's not here either, so I don't know why it's still showing. on Facebook.
I think it got. Oh, Andy Lee says
it got auto
reported.
reported. Thank you. Whatever.
Why can't people just break Phil Stones and leave the other crap alone? Fair point, Greg. Fair point.
That's fine with me. Bust my balls, but don't do this to him.
Nah, it's okay, Terry. Thank you. I appreciate that.
Anyway, well, before we go, because we've been on for an hour and a half already. It goes so fast.
I'm a talker, though, once you get me going.
No, hello. It's a show about you talking, so I hope so. It makes my job easier. Tell us why we want to buy this book. Why do we want to invest in this book? Tell us.
Honestly, I mean, if you like good characters and you like good action stories with a solid world building. I mean, like I put a lot into the world building on this too. I mean, I think it's a good book for you. Certainly if you just want the surfacey action stuff, there's plenty of that in there. And I'm not saying I don't like action, otherwise I wouldn't be writing it. But if you want a deeper story too, there's you can certainly go in it for that. And since it's really the first trade, I mean, this is kind of like a soft reboot. Oh, Dwayne's asking me the tough questions now on the in the comments. But I'll mention that in a second, Dwayne. But yeah, it's kind of a soft reboot, so you don't even have to know the character or anything about her yet. This is a perfect place to start. Just kind of getting a feel for the world and a feel for her and kind of her badass self. I mean, yeah, who doesn't like a woman that just kicks ass and is really strong-willed? I know I do. So, yeah, definitely back that. And as for Dwayne, yeah, he's mentioning how many languages did I create for Chadiana. So, yeah, I think now I'm looking. What's my running total here? Dwayne's probably going to know the answer before I do. Let me look at this. I'm getting out books now, trying. How many languages? I think my working 2, 4.
Yes, Terry, you can start here.
Yes. I'm sorry, I don't have a quick response to anything. I would say I'm in the realm of about 20 languages. Yeah. Wow. I'm doing the whole Tolkien-esque thing. Yeah. I mean, they're based on real world languages, but that was kind of my question. You can say, yeah. And I'm all in. I've even done linguistics research just to be able to do some of this work. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. He put all that work into this. Let's go, people. Hey, Sam is here. Yeah, right. It's insane, right? See, this is what I'm telling you. If he wants to put that much effort into this book and that much passion and that much research and work, you really think it's not a worthwhile investment to throw $7 to $15 at it?
And I will say, like, because the way I am with the world building, this isn't like the feature. It's not like I'm going to like spend pages on dissertations on like, all the languages and stuff. But yeah, like, I mean, there's various countries and cultures with their own unique styles. I've done sheets of, what the designs of certain clothing and patterns would be for certain areas. So yeah, there's a lot of behind the scenes stuff that.
That's great that you can draw because you can start doing that design. But are you going to have your own Silmarillion?
Yeah, maybe at some point. Yeah, maybe. Certainly, I have thought about it because I mean, Chadiana got connected to something even larger. That book that bringing this full circle. That novel that I wrote in college was. For kind of this fantasy world, but in a different area of the world. So, she kind of got pulled into it as I developed her. And so, yeah, there's a whole just thing to mine for stuff, been working on this forever. But I would say she's my favorite character I've done. There's just a lot of complexity and depth to her. I really enjoy writing her and putting her in situations and seeing how she's going to handle them.
Very cool.
Yeah.
So if I didn't realize you were leaving, I would have sent you something special tonight. You're sweet. I'm going to be capping it off with premiering a trailer for Tragedy 2 after. So stick around, guys.
Right.
Listen, Chadiana is right now on Kickstarter with 10 days to go.
Yeah.
And it is well illustrated. I have the utmost confidence it's well written. I mean, guy created 10 to 13 languages, for crying out loud. And I just want everybody to be clear. Yes, he's $500 over goal. So what? By the time Kickstarter takes their fees out, he pays all his artists, the print run is done, he's probably still paying out of pocket.
Yes.
Let's not let that happen, guys. Let's help. Support the community we love. We keep saying we want something fresh and new. Well, here's your shot. Give it a try. What does it hurt? What did you lose for $7, really? But what do you gain for $7? See, that's what you have to ask yourself. What do you possibly gain for $7?
Yeah, so, possibly the best new book on the market.
There you go.
Besides Tragedy and Forbidden, right? Because Sam's got his going too soon.
Yeah, Sam's here. He came in and said, "What's up?" He gave.
Yeah, I saw. Yeah, Sam. I backed the first one. It's funny. He keeps like tagging me and like, oh, put on the notifications for the book. It's like I can only do it once, Sam. I can't keep putting like I have the notification. I'm following the Kickstarter. Right? That's where I'll back.
Well, I have to say, Sam is doing what you need to do. You have to push and grinding because right. You're fighting Facebook algorithms. You're fighting people's lack of trust. He said, "Don't make me find you." You just got to keep grinding. We're our own marketing machine, and it's exhausting, guys. Trying to get these books funded is stressful. It's exhausting, and that doesn't even count the work put into creating the page, creating the book, dealing with the artists and writers. It's enjoyable, but it is a lot of work. So please let it be for something. All right. Besides Terry, I would love to see other people back. I'm going to back. So please back the Kickstarter. You got 10 days. Don't wait till the last minute because your money doesn't come out until after the 10 days anyway. So you can pledge now.
Yeah, and if you need the quick elevator pitch, it's Indian Red Sonja, multiple stories about this woman's adventures, with
an in-depth world that has been built.
With an in-depth world,
very cool. And besides, we have to keep him awake. He looks like he's ready to fall asleep. I have that effect on people.
I'm sorry. My bedtime is usually 10 o'clock because I'm up at like 5, and I'm doing a local show up on Main Street in my hometown tomorrow.
Okay. So,
yeah, I can't wait until November 9th, like the day after the Kickstarter's over. Conventions will be done, the Kickstarter will be done, and then I can get some sleep again.
Sleep? What the hell is that?
Yeah.
I don't know what that is. But anyway.
Oh, really, Terry? Oh, that's nice.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. Very cool.
Well, look, JM or Jeff, I don't know what you prefer.
Either one. I answer to both.
Thanks for coming out. Thanks for being my last guest. It was great having you on.
I appreciate you squeezing me in before you finished this, Yeah.
Absolutely. I asked you to come on a while ago. You just weren't ready yet. You were waiting for this all to come to fruition. So I had asked you. So JM has been a real good friend to me on Facebook and a big supporter and sharing things out. And the first time he met me, he could have easily ran because when I get around Chris at Campana, I am really raunchy and loud and vulgar. And but he didn't. Anyway, so play Guardians of the Galaxy?
Play
Guardians of the Galaxy.
Is that really?
I don't know. Anyway, so guys, seriously, you'd be supporting a really, really great human being a talented writer, talented artist, talented creator. So please go back it. Again, it's Chadayana. Can I ask a favor of anybody out there? Because if I do it, it only shows up on the one platform. Can you put the Kickstarter link in the chat, please? So that people can just click it and go pledge. And I just want to remind everybody too, Sam, he's here in the chat. He's going live November 1st, 8 p.m. He launches Kickstarter Forbidden Issue 2, The Hunt. And I just want to remind you right now, Champion Comics, Carlos Rafael, he's got Team Supremus just went live at 9 o'clock tonight. So please support these indie creators. If the best things you can do is if you could share it out, if you could like and comment on their posts because it bumps them up in the thread because we're fighting Facebook here. Those simple things that take 30 seconds of your time can help a creator big time, even if you can't help with your wallet. Spread the word. If you believe in something or you care or you just want to help, just tell them. Let everybody know it's here. So many ways you can support. But anyway, Jeff, thanks so much, man, for coming out and being an awesome guest and talking with me. Thanks for always being a cool friend.
Yeah. And I can't wait to get the new tragedy. I know we're a little bit off, but I'll be back in on day one. So
you're very kind. So
or an OA. Oh.
Man, have a good one, and I will be backing your project as well. So
thank you. I'm sorry you've been missing the posts. Facebook is a great help on that.
Yeah, I haven't seen them. I didn't. You told me you were going to do this Kickstarter. I didn't even know it started, and this is 20 days ago. I
swear, I've posted daily. That's how much they're buried.
Tag me, share. I don't understand these people that get pissed off about tags and everything. Get over yourself. It's selfish. I think it's just like, what do you freaking care? I mean, no offense, but like, is it ruining your algorithm? Is it ruining your news feed? I mean, really? This is supposed to be a social network.
Oh, Facebook's new weird name. Oh, it's Meta, isn't it? Because it's like Metaverse or something. Yeah.
Oh, I saw some headline about that. I don't know.
Right. Yeah, people were doing a bunch of memes. I'm like, what is this about? So I had to look it up. I was looking up today, actually. Yeah. So
now, did you want to stay on when I put on the trailer? Or did you want to go? You can go if you need to. I'm not offended, but I don't want to kick you off either.
No, why would I want to miss your trailer, man? Like, right. I'm looking forward to this next. You don't know if you guys didn't back the first one. The
of course he freezes at that moment.
First issue ended on a cliffhanger.
Like, you froze just as you were about to
I can't wait for the next one. Come on.
Murphy's Law. I'm Irish, and he still hates me, that Irish prick.
Really?
So, all right. So, shifting focus, and I'm usually uncomfortable doing this because usually the guest has left, and I find it disrespectful. So I apologize. Shifting focus. As you all know, I got very sick in January. Deathly sick. It actually was really bad. And I was in bed for 6 weeks, and I decided I'm not going out without doing one of the things I always wanted to do, and I started writing. And I just kept writing. And this book came out of me, and I really wrote a character I think is relatable to people. I also wrote a book with some good action scenes that I think are missing these days. And I wrote a book that I am proud of. I was a drummer. I can play Rush. I can play a lot of talented drummers, but I never believed in myself. I was never satisfied with what I watched myself. And I came close to being a professional musician. It didn't happen, and I probably did that myself without my confidence. This writing is the first thing in my life that I actually am proud of, and I like, and I think I did a good job. Maybe you don't like my writing, and that's fine. I'm okay with that, of course, but I'm proud of it. And I work with a wonderful team of talented people. I have the great privilege of being surrounded by amazing people that make me look good. So Tragedy 2 takes over from where the last book left off, which was a big cliffhanger. A lot of people were shocked and surprised by what I did. And I'm really proud of the character development that goes on and where I go. You really don't know where this story is going, but trust me, you'll like it. And I hope that you all come back for Tragedy 2, which launches November 1st at 7 p.m., right before Sam's launches at 8 p.m., and we are cross-promoting. Sam did a digital print that is available for both campaigns once we reach 75 backers. Sam drew it. It's his villain and his hero, and my villain and my hero. So without further ado, I am going to premiere the trailer to Tragedy 2. And I just want you to know that Andy Lee, www.lesdudis.com, lesdudis.com, is the awesome dude who did the trailer. Andy is a wonderful human being, just one of many that I've been surrounded by. And he's been loyal to me and a great supporter since my very first convention. I have nothing bad to say about Andy. If you do, I'll fight you. And his website is very informative about collectible reviews, convention reviews, and foodie reviews. And he's just one of the kindest, gentlest, most amazing people. And he did a wonderful job yet again on the trailer. He did the first trailer. He did this one. And also thank you to Rafael Tavares Jr. for his voiceover talents. And then there's my monotone, shitty-ass voice towards the end. Having said that, here is the premiere of the trailer for Tragedy.
Who is the Breath of the Dragon? What is the fate of Grace O'Connor? Chapter 1 left readers wanting more. Find out in the second chapter of the hit indie comic book that has a lot of people talking.
Hello again, everyone. My name is Philip Russert, and I'm proud to bring you the second chapter of my ongoing series, Tragedy. I promise this will be a fun roller coaster ride, and I hope you join me on this fantastic journey. We also have variant covers by Tyler Kirkham, Al Garza, and Ryan Kincaid, as well as some amazing indie artists such as Peter Clinton, Len Danovich, Nick Justice, Kenny Calderon, Brad Voth, Steph Wilson, and more. Thanks for making my dream of bringing this story to your home a reality. All right, and that's it. I loved his epic feel in the beginning, like it was a movie. I mean, you hear the swords clashing, and he just showed my logo. It kind of gives me chills, you know.
I can't wait, man. I really can't. Looks good.
Oh, really? There was a lag? That's Andy. There was a lag?
I saw a little bit of one. I don't know how bad it was. Yeah.
Crap. Should I play it again?
Sure, I'll watch it again.
My wife and Benjamin, I forget his last name, were going to do the voiceovers for Breath of the Dragon and Tragedy. Again, my wife was going to reprise the role, but unfortunately we couldn't get the audio right. The quality was bad. Andy couldn't work with it, so we had to go with just doing the narration because Andy, quick on his feet, was amazing. So I just want to say to my wife, Stephanie, and to Benjamin, thank you for your efforts, your voiceovers, your talent, for everything you did for the video. I'm sorry that we couldn't use it, But you guys are awesome. So thank you to you both. Actually, let me get his real quick. I just want to give him credit. I'm all about people getting credit for their efforts. So forgive me for 1 second. I'm just gonna as a matter of fact, Benjamin Lee. I think he's with Brett Todd and Del Guzman on their show. By the way, they have their live show.
Okay. Yeah.
So Benjamin Lee and my wife Stephanie, thank you both of you for your contributions. I'm sorry they couldn't be included. Damn the audio. But so that's the premiere of the trailer. The Kickstarter launches this Monday, November 1st at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'm going live at 6:30 to do a live launch party. We are going to have guests. We're going to have Chris Graves, Russ Cassidy, Ricardo Silva, the artist on the book, along with his wife Susie. We might have models of Pod who's colored a lot of the covers. So we're going to have some fun. Raphael might stop by, who did the voiceover. And we're going to have some fun. And the other thing I just want to tell you is we have another 14 covers. I tried to knock it down from 19, but we went down to 14. But I like supporting artists. It's what I do. It is what it is. I'm not apologizing. And we have a book of covers with that wraparound cover by Chris Graves. It comes in color or the gray tone, which is awesome. It's almost 50 pages of covers. That's how many freaking covers I've done.
Wow.
Yeah, and it's just beautiful. A lot of great art, supporting a lot of great artists. So there's digital options on all that. I feel weird. You're here as my guest, and I'm pushing tragedy. I feel kind of really rude about it.
Don't feel weird. No.
But I do. But that's tragedy. But again, let's go back to another amazing female protagonist, Chariana.
Yeah, we got one backer since we started doing. Still, that's good. Thank you. I think that.
Sometimes people don't back until we're done. You might get.
No, that's okay. But I just want to give the shout out. I thought it was Greg. Yeah, Greg Johnson said he just backed it. So
thanks, Greg.
Okay. Yeah,
Greg is a good guy. Terry's awesome. They're very big supporters. That Thomas guy, yeah, he's all right too. No, and John Ottinger, a little shifty, but they're all great people. I'm telling you, I'm surrounded by. I'm very serious about this. As we wrap up this show, not to get too deep, but I haven't led a life of a lot of support or kindness. To be honest with you, it's been a rough life. I hadn't had good experiences with people. And I know Facebook can be crappy at times. I mean, we saw it before with the idiot. But honestly, Facebook, the community that I've become a part of, they have been amazing. You are part of that community, how you've been with me, very kind and supportive. And I just have to say it's new to me. I haven't experienced this kind of love and support. And the funny thing is, a lot of people will do it in a shallow level, move on, but these people have not. When I was sick and I was hospitalized and we didn't know if I was coming home to my kids, people were messaging in the droves. And people have been going out of their way to share my posts without me saying anything, or get my books in comic stores and come to my shows and support, and come to this show every night that I put it on. Steve Garcia hadn't missed, and I'm sure he's here and he just hasn't said anything. He's watched probably every show or had it on in the background at least when he was doing whatever he was doing with his right hand. But so I've just the overwhelming support that I've gotten. I'm very serious when I say it's humbling and it's greatly appreciated. And if I don't seem to know how to take a compliment, that's just because of the way my life has gone. But trust me, it means a lot. And I think we're too busy as humans not being honest with ourselves and with others, and how human we are and how much we all are alike. We want to all feel relevant. We want to all feel like we've left a mark on the world, right? We want to feel like we matter. And I'm no different than anybody else. And you guys have done that for me. You've given that to me. And the support that you've shown for Creatorcon Q&A for 119 episodes has been amazing. Some of you have been here from the start. Some of you had come on later, but you've been faithful since. And I just want to tell you sincerely, thank you to all of you. You made this show a lot of fun, and you made it matter, and you helped a lot of creators by supporting them the way you have. So I just want to tell you, I will miss this interaction with you guys and providing this content. And we've had some huge names to up and coming names, and it's been the wild gambit of both, whether it was Eric Larson and Kevin Eastman or, Aaron Bess, we covered the whole gambit because to me, it doesn't matter what your station is in life or what your following is. You all deserve love and respect. You all deserve credibility for the hard work you do and the talents that you have, and you all matter. We're all relevant. We all matter. And if we ever feel like we're not or we feel alone, you DM me and I'll tell you, because we have to remember that. And we have to support each other, and we have to remind each other that we're not alone and we're here. And that's what this is all about. This is why I do this. I mean, I swear to God, that's why I do this. I don't want anybody ever feeling like I did growing up. I don't. So I just want to let you know, you all made a big difference in my life, and you continue to. And I just want to say thank you. Thank you so much. Thanks to you, Jeff. I mean, you've been one of those people too. You're always sharing and supporting and giving me kind words and kind feedback. And I pray that you get that back to you tenfold. I really do.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Yeah. Well, I feel the same way for you, Phil. I like
and I'm
seeing
glad your
people
cat didn't shut off your feed.
Oh, yeah. It's all right.
But anyway, guys, again, Chadayana is on right now. The Girl with the Fire-Ringed Eyes. It is on Kickstarter right now with 10 days to go. We've had one backer so far. Please, guys, look, if you can't afford Tragedy and Jeff's book, put it to Jeff. Back his book. Yeah. I'm serious about that because I'll always have another, not that he wouldn't, but I'll have another shot if I don't fund, but I want to see everybody successful. So, please back the book, guys. Give it a shot. I think you'll be pleasantly surprised and happy that you did. It's not a big investment.
No. I hope so. I hope you'll be happy with it. I'd like to think you will. Yeah.
Absolutely. That the hardest thing as a creator, I think, is we have to, it's not that we don't believe in what we wrote, but we also understand that, when you're humble and you don't have an ego, you feel like, I don't want to boast about this.
Right. Yeah.
But you do have to a degree, to market yourself. Right. You have to. So you go boast for a little while, Jeff.
Yeah, well, I was talking about that with some creators recently on J.D. Calderon's show. Yeah, it's like you believe in your stuff, but you don't want to I hate hard selling people. It's like, go back this thing, It's like, well, yeah, it's there if you want to.
Yeah, but it is tough because we don't have distribution deals. We don't have multi-million-dollar marketing. There's no billboard that's looking to put us up there. There's no commercial with our name on it. There's no radio station with our name on it. We're not in Previews magazine. So people have to understand it's not ego. It's not us trying to be pushy. We're just trying to pursue our dreams and get out there, and we can only do it this way. This is the only way we have.
Right.
So please be patient with creators that are pushing hard to get out there, because we're not trying to be obnoxious or offend anyone. We're just trying to get eyes on our books.
That's very true.
He's got cats to feed.
Yeah. I swear. She just loves being part of the show. I should do a YouTube channel, just me and Sorella just sitting in front of the camera,
Go for it. So, look, have a great night. I wish you a great deal of success, and get some rest tonight and enjoy your day, the show tomorrow.
Yeah.
And I will be back in this, so at least you'll get 2 for sure.
Yeah. Well, thanks, Phil. And, congratulations on 119 episodes,
Thanks. I appreciate it.
All right.
Cool. You have a great night. Good night,
All right, you
Keith.
too. Yeah. Bye, Cirilla. I'm gonna say goodbye now. She's going for the hands. She just wants to get scratched now.
Have a great night, man.
All right, you too.
Take care.
All right, you too.
So J.M.Desantis, Chatayana on Kickstarter right now. I am not kidding. Go check it out. He's a great guy, and I really think you'll enjoy the story. Again, I haven't read it yet, but I trust in him. The guy created 10 to 13 languages. Jesus, come on, let's go. Don't make me toilet paper your house. So, guys, this is it. Creatorcon Q&A. It ran its course and it's done. This was the last episode. I will be live streaming, to promote Tragedy, and we have our live art sale on November 27th. So it's not like you won't see this ugly mug or hear my big mouth. I just won't be doing interviews for Creatorcon Q&A anymore. But to all the guests I've had throughout the last year and a half, thank you so much for being a part of this. I got to hear some great stories from people, and I got to meet some cool people that have become friends. And it's been a fun journey and a fun ride, and I look forward to see where I'm going from here. So, having said that, for the very last time, be legendary and have fun storming the castle.